Hello and welcome. It's NIMASA this week, the voice of maritime, brought to you, of course, by the Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency, the nation's apex regulator and promoter of shipping, management of the marine environment, and of course, maritime labor and the blue economy. My name is Ubongisien. As always, I will be your guide on this voyage.
You are watching NIMASA this week.
NIMASA this week.
NIMASA this week.
NIMASA this week.
It's the voice of maritime.
The voice of maritime.
The voice of maritime.
Please stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
NIMASA this week, the voice of maritime, showing on these stations.
Welcome back. It's still NIMASA this week and it's still the beginning of the year. On today's episode, we'll begin with the DG's diary and, of course, the concluding installment of our 2021 in review. Also on the program, we'll continue our conversations with our stakeholders of the seas. What experiences did they have in the maritime industry in 2021 and what do they see going forward with regards to our maritime fortunes for 2022? And not forgetting as well our other regulars. So if you're ready, let's anchor away.
The Director General of the Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency, Dr. Bashiru Jamo, has reiterated his commitment towards the safety of seafarers as they ply their trade along the coast of the Gulf of Guinea. He made this known at a meeting in London with the Technical Advisor Maritime Security of the All Companies International Marine Forum, OCIMF, Mr. Russell Pegg, and the Special Advisor to the Chairs of the Gulf of Guinea Maritime Collaboration Forum, SHADE, Mr. Simon Church. According to him, maritime security and the management of the relevant international platforms for monitoring shipping activities at sea and information sharing between navies and the industry within the region is the key to ensuring the safety of seafarers. The meeting in London followed an earlier visit to Nigeria by members of the NIMASA Joint Industry Working Group late in 2021. Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency, NIMASA, in collaboration with Nigerian Railway Corporation, NRC, and the Bayelsa State Government, are set to resuscitate the railway foundry for the benefit of the country. This was revealed when the DG of NIMASA, Dr. Bashiru Jamo, in company of the Managing Director of NRC, Engineer Fidit Ohiria, and some other senior executives of both organizations, inspected the Nigerian Railway Foundry located within the NRC complex in Abutemeta, Lagos. Dr. Jamo stated that NIMASA is vested with the sole responsibility to receive all categories of wrecks removed. This is to ensure that wrecks that are removed from the waterways do not end up scattered indiscriminately on land as waste, thereby causing environmental hazards.
If we have to remove wrecks holistically, the way we presented to the Federal Executive Council, we have Zone 1 comprising of Badagry Creek to Tinkan Island Fort. And then we have the Western Zone. That is the second zone. We have Eastern Zone based in Port Harcourt. That is the third zone. Then we have Central Zone in Warri. That's the fourth zone. Now, assuming MPA and NIWA decide also to do the same, then we'll have to start thinking, where are we going to deposit these wrecks? Now, before going there, we have post-removal plan. And that post-removal plan is for us to talk to the MD Railway with a partner in South Africa, technical partner in South Africa, to come to Nigeria, invest by taking over the Nigerian railway boundary. As you are aware, we have been engaging the neutral states to tell us the areas of their comparative advantage in terms of blue economy. And one of the things the Bayelsa state government says, they are interested in wreck recycling plant. So we are now bringing Bayelsa state government, NIMASA, as co-partners. Then we have South African company, the technical partner, and then we have Nigeria Railway owning the boundary. So we are here today to inspect the boundary and see how we can bring this investor in, and then we will see how we can revive this for public good.
The Director General of NIMASA, Dr. Bashiru Jamo, has stressed the need for the involvement of judges, lawyers, and other relevant prosecuting agencies in the achievement of maritime security. Dr. Jamo made this known at the maiden edition of the Nigerian Admiralty Colloquium with the theme Achieving Maritime Safety, Security, and Shipping Development through the Enforcement of Legislation and the Implementation of the Deep Blue Project, the Role of the Judiciary and State Actors.
The Deep Blue Project is being introduced by the federal government to see how we can arrest the situation of crimes in our own waters. And period to now, we have been having challenges on the issue of platforms and other infrastructure that we can address the issue of these hoodlums that continue to disturb our own territorial water. Now, in doing so, we will have to be on the side of international law, because most of this crime is being committed around the Gulf of Guinea area. This Gulf of Guinea area comprises of so many countries in West and Central Africa. In so doing, where we arrest criminals involved in this type of act, the international law will have to take its course using the SPOMO Act. Recently, we received conviction of 7 criminals, with each handed over with 7 years jail terms. This particular progress has bring a very good image of Nigeria in the international community. Today, we have the legal instrument in place.
The DG of NIMASA added that from next year, the scope of the colloquium will be expanded to include justices from the Supreme Court. He noted that the communique issued by the judges last year had been presented to the National Assembly for necessary amendments to the SPOMO Act.
Last year's theme has to do with the SPOMO Act, which was signed into law. The judges sat down here, deliberated on the act, and proposed certain amendment on that act. I am happy to announce that the communique issued by the judges, we have already presented it to the National Assembly for the necessary amendment as suggested by the judges, which signifies the first milestone and the progress of this particular noble aim of achieving corrections in terms of our judicial proceedings that connect with the maritime industry.
In her goodwill message, the President of the Court of Appeal, Honorable Justice Monica Dongban Mensem, applauded the noble idea of the colloquium and stressed that it would help equip judges with practical knowledge of the maritime industry to fulfill their judicial functions. At the end of the course, certificates were awarded to the participants.
Well, the COVID-19 has been a debilitating factor in the economy of the world, and we have not been left out in the pandemic. However, we're supposed to see some great recovery steps that will put us back into how things were before COVID. However, that journey has been slow, and in the maritime sector, we have slowly gone through the year, even though we would thank God that things have not been so bad. However, some strides that have been noticeable in the maritime sector has been the issue of maritime security, which a great amount of money has been spent, and the Deep Blue project was launched, and of course the piracy, fight has been quite fierce. Unfortunately, a few seafarers have lost their lives, which is very sad. But the rate of piracy has definitely reduced, even though we want to see it better. As ship owners, we are always touched and really grieved when a seafarer is either kidnapped or attacked. So I commend NIMASA and of course the federal government of Nigeria through Ministry of Transportation that they have held the bull by the horn and tried to push this fight to the enemy's camp. I also commend the international communities that have come to our rescue, to show us the force that is necessary to match with these pirates' attacks. And we need to see a proper reinforcement of that, and also have a situation where the organized private sector is involved also in this bid to curb piracy. You have to start from where you stopped. And then we need to go back to the drawing board and see how we can really improve what is going on. Well, the results of 2021, even though has not been very nice for ship owners in Nigeria, we see that the world has not stopped. Even though we are lagging behind, the world has moved on. And I'm amazed to see that 10 global international shipping companies, came up with a profit of $120 billion in the year 2021. By my count, that means each of the companies made $1 billion a month. Fast forward that to Nigeria, where do we stand? Is there any company in Nigeria that made $1 billion profit? I don't think so. Not to talk of in the maritime sector. But these are shipping companies. We may say we may not compare ourselves with them, but what fraction of that can we as ship owners, are we as a maritime community benefit? And if we make $1 billion a month, How much will NIMASA make? How much will MPA make? How much will Nigeria make? How many employments will we give? How many people will be out of the streets? What we need is to be able to give us the opportunities. As ship owners, we have been able to take our problem, to the powers that be in terms of the opportunities in the oil and gas sector. We have been able to broker a dialogue and come to compromise with an NPC for them to be able to engage us, our ships, in the coastal petroleum transportation business, which was before now given to foreign companies. Imagine a foreign company that is not registered in Nigeria, that does not pay taxes in Nigeria, that was given all the coastal shipping transportation for years. It doesn't make sense. So NIMASA's duty is to stop this, because the duty of NIMASA is to promote indigenous shipping and restrict foreign ships' participation in the coastal trade. The coastal trade belongs to Nigerians.
Our world-class Maritime Experience Center is now live, announcing Maritime Stakeholders Experience Contact Center, MSECC, where you'll get simple, fast, and tailored solutions to all your maritime challenges on maritime safety, maritime labor, marine pollution, search and rescue, cabotage issues, ship registration, training and certification, and any other maritime-related issues. Contact us via the polling channels 23401 630 9590. Email us at contactcenter@nimasa.gov.ng, info@nimasa.gov.ng. Chat with us www.nimasa.gov.ng and on Facebook at NIMASA Official. Let's resolve all your maritime related issues.
It's a memorable year that I think all the sectors must have one or two things to say. But we, the Maritime Workers Union of Nigeria, we have a lot of challenges in 2021. 2021 was a year of COVID-19, split over of COVID-19 to spill over to 2020-21. We passed through so many hurdles, but we were able to manage the 2021 with caution. Caution is the sense that the average workers in the ports, none of them was involved or affected with this COVID-19. Because we're able to sensitize with our member. Awareness was the order of the day. ...2022 is going to be a year of consolidations. I think we're going to consolidate on good things this year, this 2022. It's a year of prosperous for all the stakeholders in maritime sectors. It's a year of good things to come to all the stakeholders, because my dream, like your own dream as well, is for this year to be a year of prosperous for every one of us. And I believe that is the dream of everybody, because last week of 2021, your resolutions, what are your resolutions? The dream that you have for maritime sector is for peace, understanding, progress, and total consolidations in maritime sectors. Well, I want to first and foremost, on behalf of Maritime Workers Union of Nigeria, want to send appreciation to the DG NIMASA and his team for wonderful job. Maritime Workers Union of Nigeria, under my command, we don't just praise anybody anyhow, but it's a silent achiever.
He's a man that doesn't talk anyhow. He's a man of integrity, a man of peaceful thinking, who believes this maritime belongs to every Nigerian. And to us, we are students of antecedents. All of us will embrace antecedents. What are the antecedents? Antecedent of peace, antecedent of understanding. And the Maritime Workers Union of Nigeria want to reemphasize the need for the management of NIMASA on the area they have not touched. The issue of the welfare of the seafarers through his service to all the indigenous ship owners. Reemphasize the need to improve the welfare of dock workers through the terminal operators, the stewards. The issue of ongoing renewal of biometric ID card that I think they have put in all necessary motions to renew the biometric ID card for dock workers, which I think is well applauded. We want them to do the needful by way of steadfasting it so that it shouldn't be on a paper that will be talking. Let there be physical appearance that yes, we've done online registrations, but the physical verifications for all the dock workers across the port need to to put in place. Because it's very key. That is where you can identify who are the dock workers in the port. That is how you can identify the good from the bad and the bad from the ugly. Because as it is now, everybody in the port, they claim to be dock workers. But the dock workers, they know themselves. So with this biometric ID card that NIMASA have already put in place, I think it's the best thing for the entire workforce in the dock industry. So we want to appreciate him, we want to appreciate the team, we want to mostly the ED, Executive Director Cabotage, for being a very proactive leader. We appreciate him, we work together. We want them to do more. All unions, we are overtwisted. The issue of the pool for the dock workers and that of the seafarers, because we've already sent a notice to the management of NIMASA that there's need for us to resuscitate back the pool that the DG NIMASA have promised that is going to look into it. So the union are using this medium to appeal to him that without pool, the issue of the dock workers have not been addressed, and that of the seafarers.
Welcome back. It's still NIMASA This Week, the voice of maritime, and we go straight away into the DG's weekly column every Wednesday in the Guardian newspaper, the Maritime Mandate. This week, he is reflecting on the possibility of Nigeria becoming a maritime powerhouse. You can discuss this subject further with the DG on all of his social media handles, from Twitter to Facebook to LinkedIn, YouTube, and on Instagram, and also at NIMASA Official. However, when it comes to doing business, when it comes to engaging functionally, when it comes to advocating or participating in maritime in one way or the other, the NIMASA Official website must remain your first port of call. And that's because, as we continue to say, and we'll never tire of saying it, maritime is heavily heavily regulated. There are rules, and 2022, especially at the beginning of the year, requires that all players in the industry live up to the dictates regulating the Nigerian maritime domain. Thank you for watching today's episode of NIMASA This Week, the Voice of Maritime, and we hope that you found some useful information and that you can expect great things of our maritime potential as a nation, especially as we begin the journey towards the blue economy. Remember that a ship in port is safe, but that is not what ships are built for. Ships were designed to sail, and sailing you must. Till I see you next time, my name remains Ubong Isen, and I'm asking you as you sail to stay on course. Bye-bye for now.